What's good, YouTube? Jabal back with Abdul Statics. Today we're definitely going to talk about a very serious topic. It's a topic that I don't necessarily talk about very often because it's in the past, but it's very important. Today we're going to talk about my first and my only panic attack. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because I upload videos multiple times a week. Some of them may be informative, some of them may be talking about mental health like this one, some of them may be talking about a popular topic, fitness related, it might be comedy related, who knows, maybe all of those categories fit the criteria, interest you, or maybe just one of them. But definitely subscribe to the channel, definitely click the bell so you can be notified when I do upload a video. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's crazy because a lot of people definitely go through this. Either they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to admit it, or they don't necessarily have the proper outlet to express themselves. And one thing I had to get over is my fear of being judged. Right now, how I live my life is I'm gonna do what makes me happy, and I don't care what other people may feel or what other people may think. Because if you live your life based off of how other people feel about you, you're gonna stay in one spot and you're never gonna change. But that's not what this video is about. This happened back in July of 2019. This was after I had been depressed for so long. I had so many anxious thoughts. I had suicidal thoughts for so long. I called the suicide hotline 5 times that 1 week. Usually I'd call them like once every 2 weeks, just because things were getting out of control upstairs and I just needed some way to figure it out. I had already been going to counseling, even though that fell through. That was up and down because of financial reasons. You can't really put a price on your health, but the people who can help you with that raise the price as much as they can. It's crazy. I was getting ready for work just like any other work day, and at this point in time, when I would wake up, the same thought would run through my head. Why did I wake up this morning? And it wasn't the fact that I wanted to kill myself or anything like that. It's just I didn't want to wake up, because I knew if I had to wake up, I'd have to deal with the BS that is my life. I look at my phone, no calls, no texts, no notifications, no new social media feeds, anything like that. And I felt this chill right on the right side of my neck. I felt this chill rising up from my back to my neck. It was weird. Never had this feeling before. I use the restroom, I brush my teeth, I go downstairs. At the time I had stairs. Luckily there are no stairs in this apartment. But I go downstairs, I'm putting my work clothes on, I get my food ready. You know, because I pre-make my food. I pre-made my food the day before. So I got out for lunch. I get my food ready. I put on my pants. I put on my little work jacket, and I reach for my belt. Now, this whole time, throughout this entire process, throughout this whole thing, I'm thinking, I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore. And when I reach for my belt, I reached down, I picked up my belt, and my hands just started shaking. And I was like, what the f is going on? I didn't know what was going on. My hands just started shaking uncontrollably. And so immediately, back then what I would do is I would immediately call someone, anybody, it doesn't matter, it could be my mom, my dad, or I would attempt to call, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my uncle, my cousin, my homeboy Micah, anybody who I thought could help me. I called my homeboy Micah, he doesn't answer. He's probably he's definitely good with calling back, so I know he's gonna call me back. But at the time, my mind was so messed up, I didn't know what was going on. I couldn't think straight. I called my dad, he answers, and then says, hey, let me call you back. In my mind, I was all out of options. I had nowhere else to go, and that one little glimmer of hope that I had was gone. Because in that moment, I could have talked to my dad about what was going on and how I really felt. Hang up the phone, and I clenched, I made fists like this because my fists were shaking. My fists were shaking, and my whole body just tensed up, and I just let out this really loud scream. And it was an apartment. It's an apartment building where you got multiple apartments, kind of like this one, multiple apartments in one building, and I know they all heard me. I know, just all this anger, this frustration, this pain, all of these things that I kept bottled up. We all have a bottle within us, and we just stuff bad memories, pain, suffering, anguish. We stuff it all in there, but there comes a point to where that bottle can't hold anymore, and when you try to put something else in there, it all lets out, and that's what happens. So I'm just going crazy. My tears coming out my eyes. I'm just so tense. And I can remember after I let out that first yell, my dad called me back. I'm talking to him, I'm slurring my words because I'm so frustrated. I'm slurring my words like, oh God, I can't take this shit anymore, I need help. I honestly can't remember exactly what I said, but I know for a fact I said, I need help and I can't take this anymore. He understood that, because me and him talk every single day, and we joke 90% of the time. It's my dad. He knew immediately that, okay, this is a serious situation. So he drives truck for a living, and he asked if I wanted him to come to me, and I was like, please, if you could. So he, said, just hold on, don't go to work, just chill, just wait out. Just chill out. I'll be there as fast as I can. He parks the truck, wherever it was, came straight to me. My homeboy Micah calls me. I explain the situation to him. And this is why it's very important to have people who truly care about you in your corner. I explained the situation to him. He came to my apartment, left work, came to my apartment, because we worked at the same place at the time, and me and him chopped it up. I told him what happened. I expressed how I really felt, and he gave me some very good advice. He was there, he listened, and we vibed, and it really helped me out. He actually gave me a hug. I know when he's gonna watch this video and be like, oh my God. No, he actually gave me a hug, which was, I really needed something like that. Like, I'm this big, strong guy. None of that shit matters when you feel that way. None of that shit matters. I don't care how tough you are, or how strong you think you are, or how, physically dominating you are. None of that shit matters when your mind is not working right. Sometimes all you really need is a hug. It sounds weird, but that's what it is. And we live in a society nowadays to where stuff like that is frowned upon. Stuff like that is frowned upon, but that's neither here nor there. That's probably him. He probably knows that I'm talking about him. But my dad shows up, we chop it up for a bit. He goes back to work. I call my job and tell him what happened. The guy I worked for, John Murray, he understood. And he said, hey man, just come in when you can, if you can. If not, that's fine. So me and my dad went to a waterfront, and we literally just talked about life and how, what other steps I could take to help me get out of the situation that I'm in. And, counseling came up, and it's just something about being by the water that, relaxes you. And it was a very, we hung out for like 3 hours. We actually went and got some Zaxby's. We hung out for like 3 hours. I felt clear enough to go to work. I went to work. It wasn't the best day in the world at work, but I had to get through what I had to do. I had my own bills to pay at the time. I was living by myself. And yeah, that was a very rough time. That was a very rough time. During that time, I basically was literally by myself. I lived alone. I wasn't in any relationships. And I just had way too much downtime. I wanted desperately to focus in on YouTube, but I couldn't because my mind just was not working right. I just couldn't do what I needed to do as far as YouTube was concerned. So yeah, that was a very rough time. And thankfully since then I haven't had a panic attack since, or an anxiety attack. It's just a weird feeling when your chest get all tight and your heart starts beating really fast and your eyes swell up and your muscles get all tense and you just have all these paranoid thoughts. It's weird, just a weird sensation. But that was my first and only panic attack. And the only reason I really wanted to make this video is because I know that so many of you who are watching this video right now have gone through the same thing, but you haven't said anything about it and the problem's only getting worse. The only way for you to deal with any type of issue, especially a mental one, is to admit that you have a mental issue, right? You have to admit that there's something going on upstairs that's really causing you to operate differently, to act differently. From there on, you can definitely get the help that you may need. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Definitely be on the lookout for more mental health videos. I'm not a trained professional. This is sheerly from experience and common sense, and I just put it all together on how to diagnose what you may have, how to go about dealing with the problem, and how to better yourself. So with that being said, like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, deuce.